Okay, this is review 3.1. This is all factoring. This is all this is. The two sides of this page we're going to do slightly differently, but this entire side is a little bit simpler. Whenever you have nothing in front of your x squared value, so like on number 1 you have nothing out here, there is an understood 1. Whenever your a value is 1, this is really not much to it. We have to think what multiplies to 12 but adds to 4. All right, so we'll start here. Put up parentheses. Two things that multiply to the left are x and x, because x times x is x squared. Now, two things that multiply to the right, but also add up to the 4. I mean, there's lots of things that multiply up to 12. There's 6 times 2, there's 3 times 4, there's 12 times 1. But in this time, we are going to use 6 times 2. And we're multiplying to a negative 12, so we're got to make one of these negative and the other one positive. So I'm going to make the 6 negative and the 2 positive. Now, the reason I picked those two is because negative 6 and 2 add up to 4. That's my middle term. That's the trick. We're looking for something that will both at the same time multiply to negative 12 and add to the 4. And once we've done that, we're pretty much home free. The test is going to ask you for two parts. One of them is the factors. These are the factors. That is the majority of the answer right there. The other part is for your solutions. The way you find your solutions, you set your two factors equal to 0, so x minus 6 equals 0, and x plus 2 equals 0. Solve for x, move the 6 over, x equals 6. Move the 2 over, x equals negative 2. Right? And those are your solutions. So that's how you solve it. And these are your factors. Both parts will be needed for the test. Now, this part over here won't necessarily be on the test. This is more to reiterate the fact that your answers are legitimate solutions. They are x-intercepts. They are where it crosses the x-axis. So what I want you to do is I want you to come over here at negative 2 and 6, and this doesn't have to be perfectly to scale, and draw yourself a little parabola. Alright, that is simply to help reiterate the fact that when you factor, those factors lead directly to roots. They lead directly to x-intercepts, to solutions on the graph. Alright? And everything else on this page, on this side of the page, works the same way. Number 2, we put up our parentheses. Two things that multiply to that left-hand side, again, are x and x. Two things that multiply to the right-hand side, negative 24, we can use 1 and 24, 2 and 12, 3 and 8, 3 times 8, 4 times 6. But what multiplies to a negative 24, but also adds to 2, are a positive 6 and a negative 4. Because 6 times negative 4 gives us the negative 24 we're looking for. 6 minus 4 gives us the positive 2 we're looking for. Remember, what multiplies to 24 but adds to 2. Once you get those, take your factors, set them equal to 0. Not x equals 0, x plus 6 equals 0, so x equals negative 6. X minus 4 equals 0, so x equals 4. All right, and again, we're going to go ahead and plot these. That's negative 6, positive 4. I'm not looking for something perfectly to scale. I'm just trying to reiterate the fact that those are solutions. Those are x-intercepts to a parabola. Now, the last two that I'm going to cover in this video are numbers 3 and 4. No, actually, number 5 and 6. I'm going to skip 3 and 4 on this video simply because I want you to do them on your own. I will have another video on those in a minute. However, number 5 and 6 are a little bit different. You'll notice on 5 or 6 you only have 2 terms instead of 3. You're missing one. The one you're missing is the single x, kind of like on number 7 down here. You've got this negative 13x. Alright, well, you've got your x squared and you've got your units. You're just missing that middle term that's right there in the middle. So what we're going to do is in this time we want what multiplies to negative 25 but adds up to 0. All right, this is like having x squared plus 0x minus 25. All right, you don't have to rewrite this like this, but that's what's going on. So in this instance, we're going to go x minus 5 and x plus 5, because those both multiply to negative 25 and add to 0. They basically cancel each other out at the same time. And again, you do not need to write this step. You just need to remember, if you've got two terms, that middle term is a 0. And from here, again, set them equal to 0. X minus 5 equals 0. So x equals 5. X plus 5 equals 0. So x equals negative 5. And when we graph it, we have a negative 5 and a positive 5. And there you go. And on your test, we're really not going to graph these on the test, but what you are required on the test is your factors and your solutions. All right, go ahead and try the rest of this on this page. I am going to do a video on the other, 9 or 10 or however many on this side of the page.